Rumors are swirling. They're going wild about what is going on with Joe Biden. Where is he? It's been something like 5 days since anybody's seen him. Now, obviously, he announced that he was sick with the coof, but 5 days? Maybe he's really sicker than people think. Many people asking questions about the letterhead that was used to announce that he was stepping aside in the presidential race. It looked like it wasn't official letterhead, people are reporting. That didn't look like his signature. All sorts of theories are going wild. Some of them make sense. Some of them don't make sense. But the problem is now that, essentially we haven't heard from the guy in 5 days. We know he's sick. We know that he doesn't manage his own Twitter account. So we know he's not tweeting, even though it's tweeting. I don't think that it's wild that people are wondering, asking, demanding proof of life. Even Lauren Boebert today demanded by 5 p.m. some sort of proof of life. Now, they hadn't sworn in, as far as I know, Kamala Harris as president. At least, there's been no reports of that. You could see this. Charlie Kirk saying, got a weird lead on a story that people should look into. I got a call from a source close to Las Vegas Metro. The official story was that Joe Biden's trip was cut short last week due to the coof. However, it was, according to the same source, that Secret Service informed Las Vegas Metro that there was an emergency situation involving Joe Biden, and they had to close streets so that he could get to the hospital. Then they ended up canceling that. This is somewhat in line with a report that Laura Loomer had, that there was some sort of medical emergency on the plane. I don't know. This is unsubstantiated, but we're literally living in literally anything could be happening time right now. I want to remind people that, hey, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just doing the best I can to literally drink from the fire hose and keep you all up to date. So if you're enjoying the coverage, please subscribe or follow wherever you are. By the way, I'm running a summer sale. My coffee company, we brew our own coffee. All these are unique flavors to only us. I've personally taste tested and dialed in every flavor, every bean that we sell, available in whole bean and ground. Great way to support the channel. For a limited time only, we have now rolled out our summer lineup, which includes s'mores, orange creamsicle, hazelnut churro, and blackberry cream over at coffeebrandcoffee.com. Promo code SUMMER to save 15% off. Again, limited run, limited time. Link will be in the description, or you can just go to coffeebrandcoffee.com. President Joe Biden's symptoms have nearly cleared up 5 days after he was diagnosed with the coof for the third time. According to White House physician Kevin O'Connor, the latest information on Biden's condition comes amid speculation and conspiracies running amok online that the president is either more sick than being shared or is incapacitated or even deceased. His symptoms have almost resolved completely, O'Connor said. In the latest update, he insisted the president continues to perform all of his presidential duties. Didn't they do this to FDR? Didn't FDR kind of like, his wife was kind of just running the show or something like that? Am I remembering that right? So it's gonna be interesting. Speculation of swirling that there's something nefarious going on at the White House and that Biden may not have been behind the decision to end his reelection campaign. Well, that is what I believe. I have no evidence of that. I have no evidence of that, but I do believe he was not the guy that chose to step down. It's, again, just my opinion, but that's the opinion that I have. I believe that for a long time, people were allowed to do whatever the heck they wanted to do. And, it's difficult to really figure it out. Republicans are now demanding proof of life from Biden after he dropped out of the race via a letter posted to social media. Many people have decided or have pointed out that the letter looks weird, like it isn't his official, official letterhead. The signature looks weird. Again, we don't know. I don't know that. Biden was last seen Wednesday when he arrived in Delaware after being pulled from the campaign trail when he received, in the middle of his swing through Nevada, the coof. Of course, The 81-year-old president then announced the end of his campaign in a one-page note posted to X. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. Vice President Kamala Harris arrived at the White House Monday, but still there are not a single picture of Joe Biden. Donald Trump said Biden's sickness was a ruse by Democrats to get him off the campaign trail and out of the race. I believe that is true too. The former president wrote on True Social account, Biden never had the coof. He's a threat to democracy. I don't know. Maybe he did have the coof. Certainly possible that he has that. I wouldn't probably go as far as Trump did there. Lauren Boebert tweeted, I demand proof of life from Joe Biden today by 5 p.m. He needs to get in front of some camera and discuss if he's aware that he's even dropped out. Hiding is totally unacceptable. I don't disagree with that. By the way, I had the great pleasure of meeting Lauren Boebert this past week at the RNC and did a video with her talking about defunding the Secret Service. She absolutely eviscerated them today live on camera at the hearings. That's always great to see. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that he's no longer with us, but I do suspect that he did not willingly drop out. I have that suspicion. I don't know if it's true or not. Leading political figures fear that there may be a very sinister reason for Biden's disappearance since dropping out. Political figures both on the left and the right have suggested that United States President Joe Biden is seriously ill or even not on this planet anymore over the way he announced his departure from the 2024 election race. Controversial Congresswoman Lauren Boebert posted on X asking for proof of life. We know that much. There's no suggestion or evidence that Biden is having any kind of health issues, I guess, unless you watch him. Any such illness that could prevent a major national security issue would be quickly made public. I doubt that, so a temporary standing could be announced. Journalist Glenn Greenwald, an anti-Biden left-winger, also posted on social media site deeming it was strange and wrong that Biden hadn't given a televised announcement or appearance since dropping out of the race. Greenwald posted, I don't endorse Biden conspiracies, but still, it is strange and wrong that Biden hasn't spoken or even given the historic magnitude of his announcement. Having a president drop out by tweet and then disappear is bizarre. If he's well enough to decide, then he's well enough to speak. Along Boebert, her fellow GOP Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene described Biden's decision to drop out in a similar conspiratorial terms. She posted on X saying there's a soft civil war happening right now in the deep state and the elites in power. Well, you could look at the way that two sides of what many people consider the deep state reacted to this. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton immediately endorsed Kamala Harris, while Obama decided he would not endorse Kamala Harris. I think that is pretty strong evidence that there is some sort of, political backlash or coup, or not a coup, but there's obviously some lines being drawn, teams being formed. I don't think that he's gone. I don't think that he's left us yet, but it's very weird. It's very, very weird that the dude dropped out of the presidential election via a tweet. A tweet. You see Republican firebrand Lauren Boebert has demanded proof of life. Right wing, we already know about Boebert, but don't you? Who's running the country right now? Who's running the country right now? If he is not fit enough to run a presidential election, how can you possibly say that he's fit enough to run this country? Other nations looking at this probably wondering, where the heck is Biden? And why did the Trump team know so far ahead of time? To me, it's pretty clear that the Trump team knew he was dropping out. That's why they didn't mention his name in Trump's epic, super long Lord of the Rings extended cut RNC speech. He mentions his name, I think, a single time in nearly, 3 hours? They knew that he was dropping out. They knew. They knew last week that Biden was dropping out, or at least they strongly suspected it. They extraordinarily strongly suspected that Biden would drop out. I think that it's completely reasonable to get proof of life. What about all the, 14 or 15 million Americans that voted for Joe Biden in the primaries? You know, I think that it is entirely possible that the powers that be, those that were running with impunity over the past 4 years, maybe Joe Biden said, hey, I'm going to take back over. Come on, guys. Come on, man. I'm going to run this country again. I'm Joe Biden, I think. And then they said, oh, Joe Biden wants to cut off the unfettered access that's been allowed to a bunch of people while he's been out to lunch. Suddenly he wants to do his job again. Well, you're gone. There's a lot of people that think he didn't even write that letter of to step down. It'll be interesting to hear all of your comments on that. I don't know. I mean, he could have dictated it. Absolutely. He could have done a lot of things, but it's entirely likely that he's totally fine. Other than the obvious mental decline that many people have reported on. But this whole thing of bro, it's been 5 days. You haven't even posted a selfie. It's just letting all these theories run rampant. One might wonder, do the Democrats want that to be the case? You got Van Jones crying on TV. You got pro-Trump billionaires question Biden dropping out, amplify right-wing conspiracy theory. Bill Ackman, Elon Musk, and David Sachs mocked President Joe Biden for dropping out of the race through a digitally signed letter posted on social media, appearing to fan an emerging conspiracy theory among right-wing pundits suggesting that Biden withdrew without knowledge or willingness. Well, I guess I can't confirm or deny that. I can't say that's the case, but I can say that that I understand why people think that way. I can understand why people are wondering, hey, it's been 5 days and we got nothing. Where is the guy? So it's be interesting to see if they rush him out there. I mean, there's no reason you can't. But if he's got no symptoms, get in there, put a suit on him, and have him record from his rocking chair to prove everyone he's okay. The reason they're not doing it, to me, is more curious than the fact that he isn't. There must be some reason they're hiding him. I guess we're all going to have to wait to find out. This one's wild, folks. It's going to be interesting.